Hello. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. 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 Can you hear me, Aditya?
Hi. Hello,
Hi.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, fine. How are you?
Fine. Thank you. I'm waiting because only you are the one who joined. I don't know others they gonna join or no.
Okay.
Let me check.
Uh,
Let
yeah,
me check in the group.
yeah, let me answer message.
They're saying some are still reaching the home.
Okay. Hmm, let me check. Hmm,
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
if you have like any questions, I will share the screen. We will go through. So,
yeah. Actually, I haven't started my assignment. I
mhm,
am just starting.
mhm. So we will see from this one the first chapter, where is role, responsibilities, and relationship. So activity 1.1 and 1.2. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, here the roles and responsibilities or relationship. Um, I just want if anyone is joining so we can go through. Otherwise, we have to repeat it.
okay. Uh, let's wait for 5 minutes if others are joining.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll wait 5 minutes. No issues.
Yeah.
They are asking Zoom link. I already give Zoom link, right?
Yeah, already is the Zoom link.
Now I don't know how to share between the meeting in,
Yeah, I will share. Don't worry.
please. Thank you. Okay. Kanwal, Loveleen, and Chitra. Good evening, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sajda, we can hear you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you doing?
I'm good, Sajda. How are you? Thank you so much for the meeting.
No issues. It's pleasure to help each other always.
Oh my God.
Hi,
And
Sajda.
teacher
How are
like
you?
you will definitely help us. Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. We will help each other. No worries. Okay.
I cannot help in anything. I know that. But definitely I can take help in this.
I think you can also. Just it's easy. It's the meeting is only for 1 hour. If the link like meeting ended and we couldn't finish, then we will make it another meeting later on.
Sure.
But let's
Sure,
start
sure.
now. I will share the
Start.
screen.
Yeah,
So the first activity is here, as you can see on the screen. It's 1.1 and 1.2. What they are saying, you have to cover the key aspects of legislation, regulatory requirements, and codes of practice. So three
Sajda,
things.
is it recording? I'm sorry to disturb you. Is it recording also?
Yeah, recording. No issues.
Okay.
So here we have to cover three things or three aspects: legislation, regulatory requirements, and code of practices. Code of practices mean code of conduct, which is UAE. If you do research, you will get code of conduct for UAE teachers. So accordingly, we have to write down our own roles and responsibilities. Here you have to write down the summary of legislation. What is legislation? How this going to affect your role? What are the responsibilities you have under this aspect? Then regulatory requirements, the KHDA requirements or MOE requirements or the school requirements. Then write down the summary, how your role is there and what are your responsibilities. Then code of practices. In UAE, we have to follow the code of practices. So go through it and then make a summary and write down how it's going to affect you and what are the roles and responsibilities. Is this part clear? Hello? Can you?
Sajda, can you explain the legislation once more, please?
Yeah, legislation is related to the laws, which are the law in the presentation. If you go through, there is a law for child law, and there are some other laws. So you have to go through from the presentation and then write
Okay.
down here.
Okay. Go through
Uh,
from the presentation.
yeah, let me share the presentation also so we can be more familiar.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are. This is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We have to write
Okay.
accordingly. Am I sharing the screen?
Yes, you are.
I'm sharing this one. Yeah, this one, the PDF document. See here, this is the roles and responsibility. International law, you have to
Okay.
focus here. Legislation means law. You have to focus here on the universal law, what is talking about, then child's rights, and then you
Okay.
have child protection international and national. Even in UAE, they have Vadima law. So you can talk
Okay.
about Vadima law. This is,
Vadima.
yeah, Vadima law. It's
Okay.
called
Vadima.
WAD. I'll type
Oh,
in.
W.
Yeah. Hold on. I will type in here. Vadima law. WADEEMA. I have to
Okay. Vadima law.
sharing for typing.
It's
So
okay. I just wrote it Vadima law.
yeah, Vadima law, it's here in the UAE. They have
Oh.
recently constructed this law, and international law is there, UNICEF law is there. So
Okay.
while you explain this one, how is your roles and responsibilities while you are writing? So just give a summary. So this is
Okay.
child safety. We are
Okay.
responsible. Being a teacher, this is my role and responsibility to give protect child and make safe and sound environment, give equity.
Okay.
So go through here, safeguarding,
Okay.
and then you can explain.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
is this clear for you? This part?
Yes, this absolutely clear. Absolutely.
Summary. So here we will talk about it. Regulatory requirement, you have to explain, like let's say you have to have a visa, you have to be legal, you have to give your documents, you have to fulfill the requirements, and then your
Okay.
job should be accordingly, right? And how you, what are my responsibilities?
Actually, the regulation means that you have to state a law and then how that law affects you. Like an example of such law is the Vadima law, and the Vadima law is basically about child safety. So basically, like according to that law, I have to be extra vigilant over the well-being of my child, whether it be from my classroom or whether it be from that student's home. So like that. That's what the regulation means actually.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, same I just said now. Um, Code of practices mean UAE has a code of practices, and even internationally also there is always code of practices for the teachers. So you have to talk about it. Anyone else if wanna say something?
Um, well, isn't this only pertaining to national legislation rather than international legislation?
If you go through from this one, the PDF document, which is shared by National Academy, and Ms. Suzanne talk about it, we can talk internationally and nationally also. We can give reference from UAE and internationally. For the code of practices, we can talk about UAE code of practices because UAE has teachers code of law or code of practices.
All right, fair enough.
If you don't know, I can share with you guys code of practices.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I joined in a bit late. Which question are we talking about now?
We are on the first part, 1.1 and 1.2.
Oh, okay. So the code of practices that I referred to was not the code of practices, but legislation.
Mhm,
I just referred to human rights, child protection,
mhm.
making education fair, and data protection. That was the only four I talk about.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I talk about data protection, making education fair, safe, and accessible to all, child protection and international child safeguarding, and human rights.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, yes.
I just
Same,
explained,
even I have talked about only these four.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only.
Please,
Uh,
members, आप लोग, hello,
yeah,
please
yeah.
mute other people's, please. Voice is not clear. Please mute other people's, please.
Are we better now?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, me and Sonica, I think that we just talk about the four that Miss Suzanne covered in class, because I think that there is a lot to talk about those four. And I don't think that we really need to talk about anything else. And any extra research that I did, it just talk about those four. And if you could give examples on it, I think that that cover pretty well that question.
Okay,
Hello?
Ariana, what are the four?
So I talk about data protection.
Yeah.
I talk about making education fair, safe, and accessible to all.
Mhm,
Child protection and international child safeguarding,
mhm.
and human rights.
Yeah. Okay. If we can give reference for the UAE teachers practice code of conduct or whatever, it has same things. You
Yeah.
can just write down the UAE code of conduct also covers these points. It's up to you. I mean, here I was sharing. This is the code of conduct for the UAE. If you
Okay.
go through it talking about the same relationship with students, it has standard relationship with community, then relationship communication, legal obligations. There are standards. So just we can just make a reference statement like UAE code of conduct is also emphasizing on the 4 points.
Guys, I
Perfect.
want to add one thing here. In UAE, there's a law called Fatima's law. Okay. Just Google it, Fatima's law.
Fatima's, it's Vadima.
Might be a mistake.
Vadima.
It might be Vadima. Okay, just check it out. It's a good one.
Yeah,
It's actually the same thing, but go ahead.
Spell please. Vadima.
I already type in the chat earlier. He
Okay,
explained
thank
this Vadima law. This is about the child protection and against child abuse and everything. So if you go
Yeah, it's
through,
the same thing, but if you'll mention it because you're in UAE, so some extra credit.
yeah, we already,
Can somebody spell it in the chat for me, guys? I didn't see it before.
really, it's for everyone.
No, it's for the people who have joined now. They won't be able to see the earlier chat, so you have to write on again, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
Called Vadima law. I have typed in there Vadima law. Even Aditya, she did. Thank you, Aditya. Okay, so now I think 1.1 and 1.2 is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
1.1 is clear now. And just brief what we have to do in 1.2, just in like 50 seconds, just tell me what we have to do in 1.2.
the same 1.1. If you see on the screen, can you see the screen?
No, I cannot see the screen.
I'm sharing. No?
Can't see the screen.
I can't see the screen.
Okay.
Two kids.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Now
Yeah,
it's
now
fine. Now it's
Yeah, fine.
So if you see 1.1 and 2, they are one activity. So you have to cover.
okay. Now 1.3 it means.
Okay. So let's say 1.3, it's talking about in your reflective diary, analyze the relationship and boundaries between your role and other professionals' roles. As we
Okay.
have learned from Ms. Suzanne, she said, my role, or let's say any other professional, it should not be a teacher, it can be any other profession. Let's say a scientist or a doctor or marketing agent or whatever. So how
Okay.
our relationship and boundaries are there. So you have to
Okay.
just explain that. I mean, analyze that.
So it doesn't mean that the teacher relationship with the other coordinators in the school. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's what it means. Sajida, check the video again, because I remember asking Miss Suzanne and she was talking about like it's with your superiors, with your peers, with other staff members, with the principals, with the board of directors, with all those people, not literally the community.
No,
In
other
my-
professional roles.
In
Yes,
my
other
opinion,
professional roles will be in the school itself, in which the teacher is coming in contact with mostly. Not like a doctor. Come on, how will you say the teacher should not interfere in the work of a doctor? You can say the nurse who's working in school, but you have to compare them, right? So which professional roles the teacher will not step upon?
Yeah,
They will include, might be, let's say, a supervisor. Okay, so if there is anything that you should make them aware of or go through them also before taking the decisions, things like that.
guys, I think in my opinion, this is kind of like an introduction for the points of referral, because it's the relationship that we need to have and respect our boundaries to what we are capable to do and when we need to work together with other professionals on our field, whether it is a teacher assistant, another team member, another, let's say, year 5, or another math teacher. If I'm a math teacher, we all need to work and respect each other and the boundaries that each other need to have so that we don't interfere in each other work. We work together, but we don't overstep each other.
No, yes, but 100%,
I don't think so. It is teacher with teacher, because they clearly said teacher with other professionals, with other professionals.
Yeah, teacher with other professionals. Yes.
Yeah, other profession of a school.
I think if you watch the video again, it will make clear, because Miss Suzanne was explaining. So anyone who has a confusion, please watch this part. you can write your line manager, or you can write in the school there is a nurse, about that. But please
Yeah.
listen again, guys. I
No,
remember
no, I'm
what I
sure.
remember.
I'm sure
I
she talked
just
about
said.
nurse. I've listened to it again. I've literally listened to it again. She was talking about and she even gave the example of nurse. So in fact, she gave the example of nurse.
Anyhow, okay. As per my understanding, I explained, and you guys also explained. Now, up to
Can
you
we do
guys.
it both the can we do it in both the ways, like with the coordinators also in school and with other profession, like just in a brief line? Can we do that?
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't
Why
know.
not? Go
Okay.
ahead.
I guess let's go
What
further.
happens to the ones who are not working in school? How do we explain?
Like she said, imagine.
Hypothesis is
Assume.
always there.
You imagine you are working in a school and how your relationship or boundaries will be with your coordinator or your principal, like that. Imagine.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Activity 1.4. Here we have to describe the points of referral to meet the needs of the learners. How you gonna do that? How to refer learners to when you need expert support. Let's say if we have in our class any child, we discuss this during the session also. So when you feel something, you cannot just say from yourself that this child need this or that. You can refer it to the SEN department, and then they have there is a structure. Basically, I have to refer to my supervisor or my line manager, and then they refer to the SEN department, and then they will get the points. If it's required internal, it's internal is like that. I will refer to my HOD or my line manager, then they will refer to SEN, and the team will discuss. If we need external, then it will be external body, like we have a KHDA. So you need to get referral or approval from KHDA. So you have to explain here accordingly when you
Sajda,
need this.
Sajda, we can see this that it is exclusively for the special kids. Can we say this?
No, not
No, not
exclusively for the
special,
special
only
kids.
Not the
That could be
special.
for anyone.
anyone. Yes.
So
Any.
internal, it could be a students group, a group supporting the school. It could be a school counselor. It could be a teacher
Administration.
assistant. It could be anybody that you need to refer your kid to, or your
Yeah,
student,
nurse and
anything
I'll-
external than that. For example, I give you a simple example. If you
Okay.
have a child that is having some mental concerns to you,
Okay.
you need
Okay.
that it needs to have a professional assistant. Your first point of referral will be either your head here and then your counselor at the school, because each school has a counselor. So that is your internal point of referral. So
Okay.
if your counselor assessed this child and in his professional opinion, he thinks that he needs extra help than that, then he will be referred to a psychologist outside the school. That is an external point of referral. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'll add
It's
one
the
more point. I'll add just one more point here, okay? For child abuse, referring to the local social authorities.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will be outside point of referral. You can add this point for child abuse. If you notice a child abuse, you'll refer to the local authorities. Like in
And
your area, special authorities. Mention those.
And
Local
I should
authority.
make sure to say that your profession as a teacher, if, especially when it is child abuse, even if it is outside the school limits, and you presence any child abuse that it could get your concern, you are in a full responsibility to inform the police to it.
Is it? Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is
Yes.
totally.
Okay.
Totally is. It is in your full responsibility. So you could put it there as a comment, though, that they know what you know what to do. It's not that you are gonna get, if the kids are from your school, you could bring it up to the school board and you could talk what happened in your presence.
Yeah,
And
very
then
right,
you
very right.
determine whether if it will go farther or not. But if there's kids that are not from your school and you notice that something, I'm not saying, you know, a fight or whatever. I'm saying like actually abused, you know.
Abuse,
Even
yes, got
you
it.
don't really have to be a teacher. You
Or any
as a
type of
woman.
harassment, any type of
Yeah,
harassment.
exactly. But
Guys,
it could go like that with anything, like little kids, for example, little kids, when you notice that little kids are having trouble with a speech, you need to ask for help. If you can handle it and you think that that child needs to have extra help, you might have somebody in the school that will work with him. But if that help is not enough, they will need to have a speech therapist to work with him that is outside the school,
Yeah.
or somebody from outside the school to come to the school and provide that service for that child. That's the
guys,
difference.
I do have one question. If any child is getting bullied, in that case, the point of referral will be
Inside the
who will be
school,
the yeah,
The
yeah.
counselor, the counselor.
inside the school, if a child is being bullied, the first person to contact is the head of year.
Yeah.
Because the head of year
Head of year.
will take the either would it be first will be have a meeting with the students that were involved, then parents might be called, and whatever comes from there, it could be police involved if the parents want to, or if the student wants to press charges. And then the child that has been bullied might need to see a counselor or a psychologist, depending. So it's two different ways.
Yeah. But it depends, Ariana. In my school, if any incident happens in presence of a teacher, we inform like the pastoral or supervisor of the section and the head
Yeah.
of the section, and then they call the counselor. Then they call the department, SEN department. They do meetings. They involve
Yeah.
SLT. They involve MLT. They involve parents and
Yeah,
all. And after that,
totally.
they, if it's needed, they need a police, then they call the police as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's the same everywhere.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think whether your department is called one name or another, the school that my kids go to is head of year. So you go to the head of year or whatever it is. I mean, if it happened in your classroom, then you go to the head of year, and that got keeps going up and up and up, determining whatever it needs to do. It needs to be done. So,
Yeah.
but I think that is pretty much what these two what is it? Oh,
1.3.
the poster
1.4.
referral.
1.4.
Yeah, I think that's what is pretty much all about. And then you give the examples. You give personal examples. For example, if you're talking about the counselor, you said, for example, if this happened and happened, or if I notice, you know, when you could refer a student to a counselor, when you know that a student is going through a divorce family, or is going through a family loss,
Yeah.
or is a new student moving to the country and is having troubles adjusting. So anything that you notice like that, you could suggest for the student to see the counselor.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yes,
There's many
Ariana.
examples that you could do.
Thank you, Ariana.
Yeah, that was so perfect, so precise. Thank you, Ariana.
No problem, guys.
Okay, so now is that okay, 1.4?
Yes,
Yep.
perfect, Sajda.
Thank you. So now chapter 2 is talking about 2.1 is talking about explain why it is important to identify and meet the individual needs of learners. So here you have to write an email. Activity is talking about your team teaching observations are due soon. So you have to write an email. In previous observation, some of the teachers were excellent at identifying and meeting learners needs, and others had poor level of attention to students needs and did not differentiate very well. Now your manager would like you to use your knowledge, and you have to send an email to your colleagues. So why the email topic should be why it is important to identify and meet the individual needs of learners. So here just you have to write email and you have to explain why it's important to identify and meet the individual needs of learners.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
That's it.
Just give me an example, girls. I'm bit,
Okay, fine. You tell me, like just Miss Susan used to do with me. Literally point me out. You tell me. So you tell me, why should we find
How
out
bad
the
it
needs
is
of
to
the
know,
learner?
please.
Individual, there are 4 individual learning styles: the visual learner, kinesthetic learner, oral learner. You tell me why it is important to find those.
Why it is important? What?
To find there are 4 types of learners, no? Why it is
Okay.
important to find which type of learner is who?
To
Like which type of
it will be
student learn how?
then it will be easy for the teacher to make them understand.
Exactly. And keep on thinking of reasons
And it will be easy even for the teacher to make their students behavior understanding.
very good. How about resources?
Resources are all okay, so it will be easy for the teacher to make the resources for the students, like they will the visual learners or the kinesthetic learners, or how they will act on every resource. So
Oh, very good. Okay. Now, if you're teaching according to their needs, will they learn better?
yes, absolutely,
That will be again the point. Will they be motivated?
they will be, and they are more into studies.
Yes. So these are exactly the answers. Literally what all you told me.
Yeah, these are
Another
the answers.
point really good that it is, guys, too, is the setup and the organization of the classes. For example, if you have identified that you have a learner that has some visual disabilities, that learner, you know that you have to see it at the front of the class, because that learner should be being able to to watch, to see clearly the whiteboard, for example. I have kids that wear glasses. 2 of my kids wear glasses, and they have never been able to see it in the back of the class, because the teacher, after they identify that they can see the board properly, then they get moved to the front. Did that make sense?
Yes,
So
it is.
a teacher needs to identify all of that for lesson planning, for test, for assessment, for anything.
Guys, the meeting is about to get over.
No,
So just
the
come up
message
with
came
ideas.
meeting will not over. If it will over, I
No,
have
no,
to.
like time.
Yeah. Just now received a message from Zoom that they are giving me a gift and the time they increase the time. It's just
Thank
We
I
you
like
so
received.
much.
that gift.
Thank you so
We
much,
like that
Zoom.
gift.
If
Oh,
it
nice.
will over,
Unlimited
we can create another link.
Yeah. But we like that gift. Congratulations, Ajita.
Thank you. Okay, so is this clear? 2.2.1 for
Yes,
everybody?
yes, Sajda.
Yeah.
Saida,
Yes,
can I ask question?
of course.
Yeah.
Okay, Saida, I want to tell you, in this email, we have to write like we are advice to other teachers, or
Yeah, actually, you have to write email to the manager, because manager has asked you write down what is your knowledge, and then this email is for the colleagues. we can identify, first of all, why it is important to identify, and then how we can meet individual needs of learners. As Sonika was asking, yeah, you have to just keep in mind, if you are not a teacher, you are teaching a couple of students, a group of students. There are different type of learners. You have to know their learning styles, and after
Okay.
that you have to explain how you're going to meet the individual needs, basically.
Okay. And
Yeah.
like we have to write like this, we are like sharing our experience to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, see,
this
if you
form.
see here, see in the box, there is
Mhm.
some of the ways we can identify learners' needs include. You will write the ways how we can identify. Then we can look at the meeting these learning needs with how we can meet these needs by providing them activities according to their learning styles, resources, and tasks. Everything should be according to their learning styles. As Sonika was explaining and Ariana, let's say if one child is weak in verbal writing, then your task, you should give him a task that will help him to improve his verbal or writing style, or any, like if he has a visual issue, you have to give him something which will be enlarged, or he can or she can view it clearly.
It means
Um,
Sajda, we have to create a problem and then give the solution.
Yes, it should be like you have to imagine.
yeah,
Yes,
we
okay.
have to assume that I have a student and he has this problem, and that's why I solve like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this right?
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
And
you.
not only to the manager, that we have to bring under the consideration of other teachers also.
Yeah, we address to the teachers. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Now 2.2, then 2.3 and 2.4, what it is talking about. First of all, you have to analyze the role and use of initial and diagnostic assessment. So basically, whenever we start the new session with student, we always do initial or diagnostic assessment. Initial assessment, you can talk about, they have their entry test, and then they have interviews. After interviews, they go through a learning style. Some teachers do, some don't. Some they just do the diagnostics test. So you have to explain, in initial you will be talking about their entry test, learning styles, interview, and then diagnostic will be according to the subject. Okay, so here,
So what
and
about the examples? I mean, they are asking for something, no? Here that like you have done it and you have to show it also, right?
yeah, say they are
I'm
saying
confused in that part.
create individual learning goals using results of initial and diagnostic. So it means we have to do initial and diagnostic assessment, and then we have to create our individual learning goals on the base of results, and then we have to make ILP, individual learning plan document. So it can be
Like
for a group.
how many you are doing? How many students you are taking, frankly?
Well, I am taking 2 or 3 only, and you can make individual 2 or 3 or as group also. It's up to
Well,
you.
I was thinking about that only. Okay, has anybody like a sample of that IPL, individual learning
ILP?
plan?
I do,
Yeah.
but I have no clue how to fill it up, guys.
Uh,
Okay, let
okay.
me
Can you share it
share
on WhatsApp?
WhatsApp right now. I'm gonna
No,
share
no,
one.
later on. It's okay. It's okay. Later on, it's okay.
I have
Just I
one.
want to see a sample.
I have one that is edibles, Sonica. So you could use it and write on it as a PDF file.
That would be great. Okay, just
Okay,
one more question in this one only. Do we
let's
have to show which kind of diagnostic or initial assessment we have used? Like we have to show a sample of it?
Okay, can I tell you something, Sonica?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is my concern with this question. Because I think the question itself is a bit confusing. So this is my take on it. And then let me know, guys, if you think I'm wrong or I'm off or whatever. So the ILP form that I found, it has 3 pages and it has a clear explanation of everything. So it has the students' goals, it has anything that you have used, and then it has a note for what were the tests that you used, they were applied by who, and then what day, and the score on the test or the analysis on
I'm
the
sorry.
test. So I think that if I use that form and I fill it up without no putting name, like I put in a right line or whatever on the name, I could give those as an example and then write on my document. I don't need to do anything else, do I?
That's what
Because
I'm asking. Do
I
we have
think
to
that
give a
form,
sample of diagnostic or initial assessment?
but it talks about what assessments have you used to get to the ILP. So you're going to talk already about the
No,
assessment.
talking is okay, but do we have to give a sample of it? That's what I'm asking. Like in the
Uh,
earlier one, we have given the samples of most of the thing, the diagnostic that we use because it was asked. So in this one, do we have to give a sample of the initial diagnostic, like a questionnaire or that anything? Do we have to provide that also?
I have no clue, Sonica. That's why I phoned National Academy and I said the questions are not clear. The activities are not clear. I contacted them over a week ago. In my opinion, it's not clear. Because if they said, well, I don't know. Like I mean, we're talking about how do you call those? Not initial. Oh guys, what's the other assessment we were talking about? Assessed assessment.
Diagnostic one.
The diagnostic one. They were talking about Miss Susan keep talking. Diagnostic assessment is what we call baseline assessments. Teachers don't do the baseline assessment. Those come set up. Like they're asking us to do stuff that, you know, as an organization, it comes with. Same with when you're using graphics and you're using when you do the analysis after you do the IFP with your students and your parents or whatever, you have the meeting and you can create the ILP, the report and all of the analysis that come after. Each school has a setup. You remember when Miss Susanna started talking about a 2+ or a good or a or a B or a C? Those things, I don't think that teachers design those, do they?
Ariana, for my subject, we do design diagnostic assessments. But here the thing is they are asking you will need to photocopy a sample of different learning goals, and then there is also your manager will want to know how you have created these individual learning plans, create a guidance document on how you have used. So this all 3 points are here and these all are confusing. I also didn't understand here. Do we have to make photocopy of what? If you remember,
That's
I
the
asked
part.
this Miss Suzanne also.
I know. And if you remember, it was one question in the last assessment where they said, video your class. And then they
Yeah,
said, oh, you don't have to send the video. It's just for you to get to the ending concept. Do you
but
understand what I'm
I
saying?
did video and I have uploaded video also in my last assignment.
No, they said you didn't have to. You didn't, you were not supposed to.
So
Because
what?
to video, somebody, you need to have a consent approval form to do that. That's why they're telling you, I don't know if this photocopy, and that's why they mention, make sure to not use any names on it. I don't know if all of those photocopies, the actual exams need to be submitted to iPhone. I have a different coordinator, I think, than other people. Mine is called Linsky or something like that. And I have been calling her. Actually, I spoke to her last week, and I said, we're having issues. So please, guys, if you could get a hold of your coordinator, all what I'm asking for is to clarify some of these points because it's very confusing.
I did call, but nobody reply me. Like I have asked the same thing, but there was no reply yet.
Same with me. I have asked for over a week, and until right now, I don't understand if you have to submit photocopies. I don't understand if you have to submit a real assessment,
Yeah.
copies of the assessment. I don't understand if everything is for us to work and then come up with all of the information and include it in the document.
Yeah.
But
This is-
without the physical documents in it. Does it make sense? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck in that
Same here,
activity.
same here.
completely.
So what we should do, we will make a question mark here, and we will try to contact again with the National Academy.
Sonika, have you heard from anybody from National Academy regarding this?
Frankly, I haven't tried to contact anybody.
Ariana, I tried to contact them because it's very confusing for me, as I'm not quite completely new to this field. So for me, even to know the hierarchy of the working staff in a school, I need help. So I joined in June also, quite late. So I'm in the first assignment still, but trying to go through this as well. So I did ask them. I found that the clarity was not right, and for a course from UK, I found the questions to be not very clear. So I did contact them, but they were saying that the coordinator said that she doesn't know what is included in the modules, and she doesn't know. So I have to ask Miss Suzanne directly, and she couldn't help me at all. So this is what happened when I asked.
Well, on behalf of everybody that is not teaching, I spoke to National Academy, and I actually sent an email, and I said, you know what, this is not fair to us, not
Yes,
at all.
I feel the
We're
same,
getting
very
no
unfair.
support, and we're not asking you guys to give us the answers for the
Yes,
assignment.
definitely.
Asking
I
you,
did tell her that I
clarify
don't want the answers,
it.
but I want more explanation about the questions as to what has to be written. So,
included or not, because the way they're putting it there, honestly, in the second assignment, remember, Sonika, that I asked that question in the second assignment to what they wrote on the question. I completely thought that we need to include a video
Yeah.
on my
Oh.
assignment. That's
what
why.
Guys, what I am going to do in this question, frankly, what I've decided till now, that this is what I'll do. I'm going to make a work, like I'll make four of the people do the work. I'll put their result as a link, like I'll put this is the link to their result. And then I'll say I've also taken a diagnostic, like starting assessment. Okay, put a simple copy of it, like a small one, not a very big detailed one. Simple one, like for the 4th standard, in which you don't have to put a lot of brain. Okay, and then I'll say that this is the plan that I've chosen.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We can go with it.
So
That's a
work
good
test,
idea.
one is work test, one is the sample assessment that I'm going to use, and that's it.
The walk test which Sajda shared it with us, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's we did in the beginning, the work. Yeah, we can do this You can ask any of your family member, 2 or 3 people, do it, and then put it the picture or the link as she said, and then
The only thing we have to do is the result of it, isn't it?
yeah, result and then diagnostic, simple one. I'll do the same. And
Yeah,
then
that's
what
my
about
plan.
the create a guidance document? What does, which documents? Yeah, they are saying you can create this in Microsoft Word. We are already making Microsoft Word. The document is itself Word.
Exactly. But what do they refer to this document? See,
Yeah.
in my opinion, when you do a type of document like that, is like a document that it will come from the document that schools give you. For example, me as a parent, I get a document with a full explanation, for example, about report cards. And then it's a detail, because they said here a detailed explanation. So it says the report cards will cover this. Year 7 students are expected to be at a 1+, and then one minus means not meeting. 1 means this, 2 means whatever, and then they give you colors and they give you graph. That's what I understand that is the document that they are asking us to do. But I'm not qualified to do that. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what kind of documents they are, unless that they are asking you to do a document explaining what was for example, what Sonica was saying, which was my second idea, was to include example of a VARC test and whatever other diagnostic assessment that I was using, and put an explanation on what I did, what students, referring to the students, what was the diagnosis for them, what is my strategy towards the lessons that I'm using, or the materials that I'm using, or I don't know.
I either don't know here. So I don't know how to create this guidance document. Anyone has any idea?
Yeah, can I share?
Yes, sure.
Like, to my understanding, we need to speak about our findings in the assignment document, and we need to create a guidance document to give all the results, like initial and diagnostic assessment result, and how we have used this assessment to derive the in ILPs. So all these documents, all these all these references should be given in the guidance document. And just consider, like, you're doing a guidance document for a new teacher. So if the teacher is looking at your document, they should understand how you have arrived at a result.
But what should we include? There is no sample. I mean, I did not understand this part.
Yeah, we just need to think like at a layman point. Just think like if a layman is looking at a document, they need to understand how you have arrived at a result. So just think, and you can get the index of the document.
To me, Satya is explaining in words the ILP that you have created.
Can I ask a question to the teachers who are working? This individualized learning plans are for all children, or only for kids with special requirements?
It's basically for all. Each and every child is having individual learning plan document. We can say portfolio. In our school, we have for each and every student online portfolios.
Okay. So, but it will be like a
Not
broader group, right?
Not all of the schools do it, Sadija.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot of work.
Sajida,
We are doing it.
learning plan would be for when you do it for the whole bunch of kids, it will be a broader group, right? Kids who are doing extremely well, and or in a particular group of learning, like visual or oral
Yeah,
learning.
just do one thing. As Sonika is saying, we can make one work. This one you can make, and there are 4 categories. You can make
Mhm.
4 ILPs accordingly, or you can make
Okay.
group for one group, one ILP. It depends. So after that,
Mhm.
you can make a short diagnostic assessment. This part is okay, but the thing is how to create this guidance document. What index we should add? How can I add index? What should be the statement? I didn't understand this part.
Sadija,
Because
this
it
is
is
the part.
asking for a guidance document, that's why I asked you whether it's for special requirements. Because in my son's school, I have seen them doing these extra tests only for children who are struggling to read, or struggling with math. Then they ask for extra things from the parents. Then they get back with, okay, give us this report, and then they go ahead with an individual learning plan with which the parent has to sign and agree to and all that. So that's why I got confused whether it's for the entire bunch of
Well,
students.
you
So
know,
every
you
school is different.
Yeah.
But
So
Sadija, look, then this is the part that is the confusion to me too. And I don't know if everybody that is teaching agree with me or not. But in my opinion, individual learning plan is for each individual. It doesn't matter that I have 4 visual learners in my class. They academically are not at the same level. So better yet, they cannot have the same individual learning plan for each. It
You're
doesn't
very
matter.
right. Yes, yes.
So how could Miss Susan could say you could do an individual lesson plan for a group of learners? They're not all at the same level. They're
no,
not.
but in schools, I've seen that it
Oh,
doesn't work like that, because in my son's school they had these colored desks, and up to year 4. So they were segregated according to that. The green would be the high-end learners, and they were separated like that. And then the kids who are struggling had the teacher attending to them more often than the kids who are not. So for me, it is very confusing when you're asked to make an ILP like this.
as Aryan, in our school, we are doing individual learning plan when the COVID hit. From that time, before it was, it was like a documented. Now it's online. We have to create. The thing is, it's coming from the SEN department for whole school, and they are saying we are inclusive school. Inclusive means every child should be included and no child should left behind. And
Yes.
to be honest, we were working like a crazy, and I got 500 students and I made 500 individual learning plans. I
Well,
hope.
So
but
and every child is
that's the
attended
other
to
thing
by the
too.
SEN department.
Yeah, this was coming through the SEN department was sending us, let's say, and the admission department, because they do have information about the name and everything and interviews, and then we were filling everything on the base of the and diagnostic assessment. Okay, this child, and the cat 4, we have cat 4 as well. Okay, this child is these are the strategies and blah blah. It was a mess.
But
But Sajda, how do you implement these individual learning plans in a classroom then?
Sorry.
How do you implement these individual learning plans in a classroom? Because the classroom is combined working together, right?
Yeah, we do multiple tasks, right? For,
Uh,
let's say, we have reading, we have watching video, we have
mm,
diagrams, images. We do have some kinesthetic activities, so it covers everything.
okay. Okay.
When you
So
make
the
a
level
resources.
that's given to each child is different.
Yeah, Level should be
Okay.
different, yes. But the activities, whenever I make resources, I put everything, all the 4 type of activities, and then for so talented, the questions are different, activities are different, and for the low levels are those who are not very like on the high level, their questions are just define or describe or explain. Here you can use Bloom's taxonomy.
Okay,
Oh,
that
Bloom's
was another doubt I had
Which
because
technology, Sarthak, you said? Which technology?
Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's. Yeah. For differentiation, we use Bloom's taxonomy.
Blooms.
See, Sadija, that was my confusion too. It was because I don't think that an ILP should be for a group of students. And I don't know how can I approach an ILP for a group of students unless that I just separate them by just their
Ariana, I have done only 4 ILPs. Let's say one I did for verbal, one I did for oral, and then I made accordingly this activity, right? Only I didn't do the guidance one. I don't know how to do the guidance, so I'm stuck on that part.
Okay.
So you can make 4 ILP. I mean, and then accordingly, don't use this big documents. There are different ILP, different like there are short ILPs as well. So depends. Make 4 ILPs for 4 learners, and then you can. But here, how to create a guidance document? I really don't know this part.
would the guidance document just simply mean just to put the facts together that okay, this has been done, so that is why we have arrived at this
A
conclusion, and
guidance document on how you have used initial and diagnostic assessment in agreeing
Mhm.
individual learning goals. I don't know, it's not clear.
Yeah, because mainly the assessments are what is leading you to the ILPs. So I'm thinking that maybe the guidance document is just for referral for the other teachers. The main teacher might be doing these assessments to put together an ILP for the student. But if a new subject or a new teacher walks in and is able to refer to the file, then she should be able to understand, okay, these are the problems faced by this child, so these assessments have been done, and that is why this particular child has this ILP. Is that what they mean by the guidance document?
I don't know. Let's say we are done.
We are all assuming.
Question we leave for Ms. Suzanne. I think this question we leave for Ms. Suzanne. Coming Saturday we will ask, and we have
Yeah.
to please. Time is very short, you know.
Yeah, let's put question mark here.
Kids are around us and making noise.
Okay, let's go to 3.1. This is a scheme of work. I think it's easy. Just you have to put the top objective, methods, resources, and assessment methods. If anyone has any issue,
For how long do we do the scheme of work?
I did only 8 weeks.
8 weeks?
Yeah.
Sajda, what is it? 8 weeks?
Because here you will make scheme of work. Usually we make for the whole year, you know. So
Okay.
I asked this question from Miss Suzanne, and she said make it for 1 semester. Here
Okay.
you have to put the start date and end date. I have put the start date and end date, and I have put 8 weeks. That's sufficient for me. If you wanna
Okay,
add more, it's up to you.
Okay. Can we get any example or any on internet for this or no? The
I
scheme
use
of work.
model. I use the same model.
Use the same model. Okay.
There are
Okay,
many examples, but I have used same.
Okay,
Can you
Saida.
explain the question number? Okay. Which subject we took that up? That is up to us.
Sorry?
Which subject we choose? That is up to us.
Yeah, you can choose any subject, English, math, science, whatever is your expertise.
Yeah,
Any
your
one is
subject.
okay. Any one subject is okay.
Yeah, your subject, whatever you
Okay.
do.
Okay,
And it also
can
says
we
internal and external requirements. What would be the external requirements?
External requirements are related to the external bodies. Like you should be having KHDA standards, KHDA,
Okay.
DSIB framework, Common Core California standards. So it's
Okay.
aligned. The
Okay.
program should be aligned.
And internal means the whatever is within the school, right? The students, teachers,
Yeah.
and all.
My
Okay.
question is this, can you please, Saida, tell me, we put different 2 or 3 subject and then their topics, and then we distribute in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, like this?
It's up to you. I put only one subject and I made for 8 weeks. If you wanna put for different subjects, I don't know. Like because usually for
No,
one
I don't
subject,
think so, my dear. We can make it for different subject because it's a one scheme of work. We can apply only for one subject. That's what
yes,
I think.
Yeah, one
I
subject and
think one
different topics.
subject is enough.
There are 4 to 5 topics, one subject.
Exactly. Once one subject, 4 to 5
in,
topics.
in a weeks, okay? And
Yes.
this week we also decide, we decide
Uh,
4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks.
yeah, you can start from usually in here in Dubai. We started in end of August. Let's say last week of August. So you can see accordingly. 1 week is, let's say, Friday, Saturday is not included. You can say 1 week is from here till here. Second week will be from here till here. Third week like that. So you have to see the calendar and make your days for the week.
Okay, thank you.
But mention start date. Let's say it will start 22nd of August 2019 and it's gonna end in December or January. So you have to make your calendar accordingly how many weeks, and this course will end at this month or this date. So that how many
Guys,
weeks
can
are
anybody share a sample?
Please, that was I was about to say that.
well, I
So
use
I
same
will
thing.
do the best for this.
yeah, on the internet there are so many templates.
Really?
Available.
There are?
Yes.
Yeah, there are many, but we have to
Monica?
twice.
We have,
Have
to
to
write
modify.
search for scheme of work. That's it.
Yeah, there are
Yeah,
many.
I have searched the scheme of work and there are lots of different templates there.
Okay. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, Arianya, you were saying something?
Sonika, I was thinking on doing it with language. And for example, for week 1, you could do, for example, talk about the present simple, then the past, then the per week, right? And then when you plan your lesson, just choose one of the weeks that you're going to be working on. Let's say, for example, adjective, just make one lesson plan about one of your scheme works, one
Yes,
week
yes.
of work. I think I'm gonna go with language because to me it's the easiest one.
Yeah, after
Ariana,
making
we have to stick with language only because no, all our till now we have submitted all our assignment with the language only. If we stick to it, so it will be like more realistic that we have
Well,
actually done it.
I was talking, Sonika, to my daughter's English teacher, and she said she did all of her teaching career based out of English because that's what she wanted to do. So she did everything referring to English. So that's what I'm doing. Even when sometimes I give other examples, for me, when it comes to planning and doing stuff like that, it's easier for me to do it with language because it's what I do, right?
Yes, Ariana. Yes, I did for my subject because I have lots of schemes of work. So I just modify and I put from my subject.
Yeah, I think it's the easiest. And even if you're not teaching, just choose a subject,
Yeah.
whatever you think you could feel more familiar with. Even if you want to do art, do art, do whatever, Google what are all of the steps of doing art, and just plan, just come up with idea. I don't know, music, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it's
But
up to you.
stick to one subject, I think, is the easiest way to do it.
Yes. And then you have to create. I think we will soon, the meeting will close. Then we have to make one lesson plan accordingly. And then you have to write, in your lesson plan, you have to write a short 200 or 500 word summary, how you have met the needs and goals of individual learners. Here, just you have to explain how was your lesson plan design and how you met the individual needs and their goals. And this is the template. You can use any template. I have used my own template. There are many templates online. You can check which one you want.
This is 3.2?
Yeah, 3.2. 3.2 and 4. Here you see activity 3.2 and 4. And then 3.3 is talking about your own, explain how your own planning meets the needs of individual needs of learners. So here you explain in your own way, in your own words.
So 3.2 and 3.4, we have to connect with each other?
Yeah. See, here it's mentioned 3.3 and 4. First, you will make a lesson plan, and then you will write a short summary, how this lesson plan was meeting the needs and goals, and then just.
I think that we have done already in assignment 2.
Yes, kind of. Just then you have to write a reflective diary. Ariana or Sonika, if they want to give their ideas.
Guys, how many people are here in this meeting?
I don't know. Participants, there are 5 or 6?
It's a 13.
13 participants are there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I hear 4 people voices now, that's why I asked.
So Anika, this template type we have done in assignment 2, isn't it? When we made that, isn't that?
Yeah, exactly. You can use the same one. Literally put the same one. It's better. You just have to change a little bit.
Okay, but I will use the same one. That is perfect.
Yeah.
Touch the screen is not.
Don't do the hard work. Do the smart work.
Yeah, I do same. I mean, I just modify a little bit and I put the same.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I copied it. Just insert what I do. Last time in the very first one, the focus was on assessment. So I make the assessment column bigger and write their work. In the next assignment, the focus was on, I think the focus was on, in this one, the focus is on activities. Okay. And in the last one, the focus was on reflection. So I make the reflection one bigger. That's all.
Yeah.
Perfect. 3.3 is the reflective diary entry to explain how your own planning. Okay.
But okay, so now 3.5, here you have to produce a detailed list and guide for yourself and your colleagues titled Opportunities for Learners to Provide Feedback. Basically, here you have to explain about the feedback, how we can give the feedback, and how it can be inclusive, for everyone.
How we can give the feedback or how we can take the feedback?
Opportunities for learners to provide feedback. Yeah, we provide feedback for learners and how this feedback can help them for inclusive practices. So basically it's talking about how to provide feedback.
But
For
it
example,
says opportunities for learners to provide feedback. So are the feedback given by the learners or by the teacher?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Who is giving the feedback? The teacher is giving to student, or the student is giving to the teacher, or both?
The student is giving to the teacher.
Yeah, it is for
Doesn't make
for the
sense.
learner, right? So it's student giving the teacher.
Opportunities
Yes, it
for
is from the
learning.
learner to the teachers.
From the learner to the teacher and that will be used as a feedback to create better for the learner. That's what I understand.
It is from the
So
learner.
the entry exit form type or that red light one, this type of example.
Okay. So,
Monica?
Am I
Hello?
hello?
but
Yes.
Yes, Sonika, what you were saying?
I was
she is
saying, you know, that
saying,
entry exit one and that red light one that we do in the class. Entry exit means when you come in the class, you give them a card, what you're going to learn. When you leave the class, you take a card, like what all you have learned.
Entry,
That
exit.
entry exit or that red light one. If you understood it, make it red. If you understood a little bit, make it yellow. If you didn't if you understood it very well, make it green.
Okay, but how the learners will going to give the feedback on it? An example?
What Sonika was saying, we talk about the entry and exit card.
Okay.
That's a way to give for students to give feedback.
Okay.
okay, so here I was not correct. I was thinking teacher's feedback. Okay, thank you for correcting it.
This one is
Sonika, please यार ये do share this entry exit card, okay? Because ये ऊपर से बिल्कुल चला गया.
No, entry exit, you can check online. There is exit ticket, entry ticket. You know, there are samples.
एक minute, Sajda, entry ticket. Entry ticket. How to
Exit
search
ticket.
it?
Yeah, just write down exit ticket. It will show you lots of samples and entry
Okay.
tickets. There are like activities. We can ask them. Sometime we use. It's just got skipped from my mind.
And same way, right? Red light also, same way.
Yeah.
I think the entry
There
exit
are-
cards are there in unit 1 because I'm covering that now. I saw it a couple of times. It's given in that.
Unit 1.
In unit 1, yeah.
Okay.
The first module.
Surveys, survey too is another way for a student. For example, in my school, every 4 lessons, a student need to write, complete a survey on evaluating myself as a teacher. How are they understanding the course? How, what kind of activities should I use? All of that is another way of feedback. There's
Yeah. Yes.
many
yes.
ways that they could give
Also the KWL format.
Yes. I was saying this. It just skipped for KWL chart. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
also.
KWL is most widely used, I think, because in my son's school, they use it almost every topic. So I was familiar only with that.
Ariana, but how, like, because in my school we never did this. Let's say if I want to do a survey to feedback from the learners, I mean, do you have any sample for this?
No, I don't. That goes directly to the learners. I don't have access to it. I don't even see it.
I'm only giving examples from my son's school because that's the only access I have to a school. What they use is they have a student survey, like a quiz, which was online. And I only got to know that they have been doing it when this distance learning started. So what they do is at the end of each term only they do it. They ask the students to take that survey. It's uploaded on Seesaw, and once they do the survey, they just upload it back. After that, we can't access it. It's an online survey that they do. So they ask about the school, they ask about the lessons, they ask about the teacher also in that survey.
So what
It's like a
should we
quiz.
do
It's
now
like
here?
it's like a multiple choice questions that they give
Yes.
because they are smaller kids. They are not asked to write elaborate answers. They only have to choose what they felt during art, or what they felt during the English, how they found the lesson, and how good they understood. All that is given in that.
So what is the conclusion now for 3.5?
The conclusion is that we have to
talk about To me, it's just talk about all of the ways that the learners could evaluate the teacher. And those have been great, like entry and exit card, the KAWL, a student survey, anything that you wanted to. And another feedback from the students, guys, is observation from the teacher. If you're doing a lesson and your students are yawning and they are just looking out the window and not paying attention, that's feedback.
Yes, yes.
Inclusive learning. So that's telling you, and a student that is probably, I don't know, the visual learning, and you're doing something that is on a group and he doesn't want to be part of it and he doesn't like to do activity. That's a way of doing feedback too. So I think it's for you to talk about all of it. How could we take as feedback from students and then put some examples of it? That's my personal opinion. I wasn't getting
But-
too complicated with that question.
What
Oh,
I
okay.
what I thought that the entry, exit, the red light, or whatever, we will take the as a format, and then we have to write the summary on it or the conclusion of it. Am I right?
I'll go with Ariana's idea. I will add all the this one examples and make a list. That's it. Simple.
Okay. Make a list.
Because here written, produce a detailed list and guide for yourself and your colleagues. So just we have to make a detailed list, and how by putting examples, how these feedbacks can give us inclusive practice. So yeah, thank you, Ariana.
No, that's what I think, guys, on that one. I think that in every assignment, there are questions that are really, really critical and important, but there are other ones that are just there for you to cover a little bit, but they're not that demanding. That's my opinion.
Guys, just one more thing. In assignment number 1, in assessment, we have done all the type of feedback. We have done it, all the different types of feedback available in one of the question. I don't remember which question number it was, but we have done it.
Yeah. But
Okay.
it was backward. It was the feedback from teachers to students, Sonika.
Yes.
No. It was from student, all the different ways of feedback we have done it. No,
Yeah.
not just
Yeah, you're right. But I personally cover a little bit more what the students, my feedback to the students, and not the students' feedback to me. I don't remember. I have to open it up. But I think I talk a little bit more about the teachers' feedback. And I think that in this one is the other way around.
I did same. I talk about teachers. I will change it. Anyhow, thank you. Now 4.1 is just we have to create a poster. It's easy, I think. You can create a poster by showing or putting appropriate behavior and respect for others. 4.2 and 4.3 again, lesson observation. I put my lesson observation because I have, but for those who are not a teacher, how they gonna do this part? Ariana and Sonika, if you guys give the idea about this, please.
I'm sorry, what is the first one is create a poster and the second one is for one of your
Second
lessons?
one is the lesson observation. Write a summary of ways you can promote equality and value diversity to attach to your lesson plan. And this is the lesson observation form. Like someone should observe and fill the form, right? So for those who are not a teachers, how they gonna do that? They should imagine and they should fill it by.
Imagine.
For the poster, I can give you an idea. Just make it on pen and paper, click a picture and then put that picture.
Yeah, I did in PowerPoint. You can make Word, PowerPoint, anywhere.
No, I'm just saying, just literally draw it with your hand. Make a poster with your hand, click a picture with your phone, put that picture.
I'm very bad in drawing. So I
Sonika,
use.
Huh?
I'm very
Sonika,
bad in drawing.
have to, like, can you give the example where we have to go and find it out?
Find what?
The picture.
No, the poster, you know, that poster that you have to make in this question number 4.1 it is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in 4.1 we have to make a poster like on that topic. So, you know, instead of making a poster in Word or in PowerPoint, because they take a lot of time, okay,
Okay.
literally just draw it, take a pen and a paper, draw it,
Okay.
and then click a photo from your phone and put that photo in your assignment.
We have to create a poster in order to demonstrate and promote appropriate behavior and respect for others. Here
Yes.
it is appropriate behavior and respect for others. Why we
Yeah,
need a poster
like
for it?
don't bully someone, use the resources wisely.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
what you
Here
can
are
do
the-
is go to the internet and like find a poster that you like on like anti-bullying like that, and then you try to draw it by yourself, and then after you draw it, take a photo on your like smartphone and then post
okay.
it in Word, that Word document.
Hey guys, can I ask you a question? Are you
Mhm.
guys doing each question, like are you guys doing, for example, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, and then the activity?
No. I include the activity in it, not differently.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
As the questions are coming.
the
Yeah.
answers, so what we need to focus for each topic is the activity. That's
The
it.
activity, yes.
Yes, Ariana.
I think
We are just
activity
focusing.
just explains what you have to do for that particular question, right?
Yeah.
Which every activity there is number mentioned, question number 4.2,
Yeah,
4.3 included. So we have to focus on activity only.
Yeah, so what I did was just give the activity a number and then answer the questions given and follow the method mentioned in the activity.
Okay. No, I've been answering all of the questions and then doing an activity. And
I think the activity just elaborates what you have to do for that particular question number. That's what I understood. I don't know if it's
Ariana,
different.
you never exceed the word limit.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she's right.
I'm well within the word limits.
Actually,
I honestly believe that with me being sick and my brain being so exhausted, and I wanted to finish this thing so badly that I just start going. But the problem for me is that when I look at my document, that my assignment, and I see all of these activities, I need to give an introduction to it. Other than that, for somebody to open up this file that I'm sending, it doesn't make sense.
I do the same, Ariana. For example, in that inclusive one, we have the topic inclusive teaching. In that one, first I explain what is inclusive teaching, and then I started
Okay.
that question.
Okay, that's what I'm doing, Monica, because I
Of course,
think
you
that
have
if
to
I
give a
go,
little bit of introduction.
okay, because if I go straight to the activity, I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
What is it talking about? Explain it.
Okay.
I also
Okay.
explain every time. But yes, I always exceed the word limit.
Me
But
too.
this one, Ariana and Sonika, this assignment gonna be very big, you know, the word limits and the pages.
12,000 words.
Guys, the first assignment, they said that it was just up to 3,000 or 4,000 words. I sent mine with 6,000, and
Same here, 6,500.
they took it. I'm not gonna stop just not putting what they. I won't write 60 pages, but I will write everything that I think that I should write for them to understand what I'm saying, or that they know that I have the knowledge.
Me too.
Okay.
This time.
Say it very proudly. My second assignment was under the word limit.
Me,
But
mine
where
too,
have they
mine too.
mentioned?
Yes,
Where
mine too, Sonika.
Where do they mention the word limit, by the way?
They didn't mention, but that was just we asked Miss Suzanne,
Ah,
and then
okay, okay.
for saying there is no limit, there is no limit.
Okay.
Guys, if you remember the last assignment discussion with Miss Suzanne, she said don't go question by question, you just do the activity, and in activity the question is included. So we have to focus on the activities which is related to the question.
Yeah, they're doing
And
same.
so we have to be control the word limit also.
Well,
Sajida, do you
I'm sorry.
remember your first assignment was like 50 pages?
I'm sorry, guys.
It gives me a
Yes,
shock.
my
Sajida.
first assignment was so big in the beginning, and then I trim it. Well, I was doing, and this assignment is also big, to be honest. I do introduction, I do explanation, and then I go for,
Same here, same here.
so I'm just thinking, how can I finish this in like in the
12,000
word
words.
limit? It's not possible.
No, we would be able to, because there's one question is a poster. So again, you get the word limit. Okay. And even if you create it in PowerPoint, no, Sajida, do like this. Save the PowerPoint as JPG file, like in a picture format on your desktop. And then in the Word one, put that JPG file, that picture.
But let's say for the presentation, because there
Yep.
was one activity I remember, just
For
I
the
will go,
presentation, yes.
yeah, we have to make a PD
7.
presentation and have to add, I think it's the last one. I
think
just
it's 7.
yes, 7.
7.
So you have to
7.
plan, you have to make a PowerPoint, and then you have to explain their core elements. You have to show in planning, delivering, and assessing. And this PowerPoint I have made, it's like it's not like 1 or 2 slides, of course.
Of course, it will be bigger, but that will not be counted in your words.
The PowerPoint.
Yes. So you get the poster, you get the PowerPoint, because see what they do is they put that word. Why they ask you to give it in Word document? Because their software, they only took it in the form of Word document. So when they scan the Word document, they go plagiarism and number of words. Both are given in there. So that's why. But in PowerPoint, that will never go through plagiarism.
Yes,
So
that
that
was
is
the
why.
reason my second assignment came back and they said that please make it in doc. It was in PDF. They said no, just convert it
No,
into doc.
because
then
the
send it
PDF
back.
is the PDF file. It cannot be that plagiarism software. It does not accept it.
They don't. Yes, absolutely
So
right.
now we were on 4.2 and 3. This is the observation, right? I used my own observations from my line manager or supervisors, but for those who are not a teachers, they have to just make they by themselves, I think, right?
I think some samples must be available online also if we search.
Any samples you can give me, like any website?
Sajida, if you have any samples, do share that.
I
Yeah.
When we take
but
samples from the
I'll
website,
I
do
will
we have to mention the
website.
website?
Please explain more. What is observation report? What is the meaning of observation?
Someone
अगर
observe
जैसे
your
कोई
class.
suppose for example आपकी क्लास चल रही है, आपने क्लास ली, okay, you have taken a class. एक टीचर आके बैठता है पीछे की सीट पे, देखने के लिए आप कैसा पढ़ा रहे हो. A teacher will come and sit at the back to see how you are teaching. Then he'll give you notes. ये आपने अच्छा किया, ये आपने बुरा किया. You have done this good, you have done this bad. That is nothing but observation.
Okay, it is observation of teacher.
ये ऑब्जर्वेशन फॉर्म होता है, और ये मैं आपके साथ शेयर कर सकती हूँ कि रुब्रिक्स होते हैं, वो हमें रुब्रिक्स देते हैं कि भाई हम ये KHDA और DSIB के अकॉर्डिंगली, और वो उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली आके चेक करते हैं. ऑब्जेक्टिव्स थे, स्टैंडर्ड्स थे, स्टूडेंट्स डिफरेंशिएशन था, फलाना सब चीजें चेक करते हैं.
Okay.
So
Please share.
in observations, you could write about, you know what, your observer could make notes on. I don't think that the activities that you use were, appropriate to the topic that you were teaching, or it met the objective for the for the class, or the resources were not clear
Yeah, yeah.
enough. You could talk about whatever you want to put. You could put good stuff and you could put bad stuff on it. You know, some things that you didn't do very well. Just think about it. I don't know, Satija, but how do you do it?
In this form we fill as a observer. मतलब हम observer हैं, ये fill करेंगे इसमें.
Yeah,
हमने
जी,
मतलब
because
teachers को
अगर
observe
आप
किया.
टीचर
You are being observed, I think.
हाँ, क्योंकि जो टीचर नहीं है ना सोनिका,
हम्म,
let's say वो तो फिर खुद ही करेंगे ना अपने अपने इमेजिनेशन से कि मैं
No, no Indian. English, please. English.
Yes, yes.
तो final क्या decide हुआ वो बता दें.
Final, this is the decision that you gonna write down this report like as you were observing your own class. Imagine, or you were observing someone else's class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Sadija, is just think about anything that they could say about your class. Just come up for anything that could go wrong in your class that you didn't do. And you know what? Sometimes I even do a class and I look back and I said, ooh, this activity wasn't really good. And this wasn't like this, or it didn't actually meet what I wanted to. So you just think about it. Some stuff that could go wrong with resources, or you know what, the interaction with the students. Sometimes the teachers just stand in the front and they teach and teach and teach and teach and teach, and they don't let the students to actually engage and wonder. So just put some good points and some bad points.
Sometime Ariana, we do have, you know, plan B always. Sometime, let's say, it happens before when I was a new teacher, I download YouTube video. I have just put the link and the video was not working at all. Sometime it can happen. So YouTube was not allowed in the school. So video was saying this video content is not allowed. And then I learned I have to download the video earlier in the home and I have to put it in my presentation.
Yeah.
So this is sometime it happens. Sometime, you know, when we start lesson, you need pre knowledge or pre-request skills. Sometimes students, they don't have, then you have to change your like a lesson plan. I would say not a change, you have to change your strategy, how to teach that lesson.
Okay, there is mentioned trainee teacher. So it means this form we fill like a trainee teacher and one senior teacher.
Yeah, observation is always seniors or the line manager or subject leaders, they do for the teachers.
Okay.
SLT and MLT, they come, you know.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that covers chapter 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a doubt. When we refer to the internet for subject matter or copy the SOW or IOPs, do we have to mention each and every website we are referring to?
I think you have to, but you have to modify the words. You cannot put as
we always modify. Copying as it is not allowed. But do we have to still mention all these websites?
Yeah, it's better if you mention the reference.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I always put reference whenever I take anything. Okay, so here now we are done with this. We are on chapter 5. 5.1 is observe at least, this is the thing, observe at least 2 of your peers and participate in a team meeting to discuss and make notes on the different teaching and learning approaches. So here Sonika and Ariana, how I have done this with my peers and peer teachers, and I put the link. You know, we did meeting in Teams first, and I put the link. For other teachers, like how they can do that? Again, they have to just imagine and then they have to write, right?
Us to make notes on the different teaching and learning approaches in your own area. Identify.
Ladies, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can we do the next 4 questions later, or can we do it now?
I'm also tired. What do you think, guys? We will finish chapter 5 and then we will close the meeting.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we will meet again next week, guys, or the
Yeah,
week after.
let's set a target.
Yes,
For next
that
week, we
was
have to
very
finish
much.
to 5.1.
Okay.
Is that possible? Or-
We have already done, I guess, 4 activities. So 4 activities are left. So let's finish the 4 and then we will do 4 on next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
better.
better.
Yeah, guys, that would be nice because we need rest as well.
Okay, so we're doing today until chapter 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Chapter 5 is really long, guys.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I
Which
just
is
want
why
to
I
cry.
think it's best to have chapter 5 part of the next week.
Okay.
But this Saturday, ask Dan about the question which we discussed, the guidance and this and that, right?
Okay. And guys, I have another question.
Yes.
We don't have
Go ahead.
assignment. We don't have assignment for module. What is the module? Module 4, unit 9. We don't have assignment for it.
No, they have uploaded assignment as well.
There are around 18 questions in it.
Oh,
I didn't open yet. I just saw it.
And
And
when
what
I
is
is the
counted.
submission date?
so we
When
have
is the Sonika submission date?
That's not sure yet, but I think it was 21st again.
No, it is
Really?
10th of August. 10th
Then-
of August.
For this one is
Next-
10th. For this assignment is 10th. I was talking about the next one.
Next one,
Okay.
yeah.
The 4th assignment is there now.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, Allah Hafiz. Heart attack हो जाएगा. बस कर दो.
Okay,
4th
thank you so
assignment की
much.
submission कब है, Sonika?
कवल परेशान हो गई.
4th assignment की submission कब है?
I don't know. I didn't open really, to be honest. I am stuck in this assignment.
It must be in September or in the beginning of October, I hope.
Let me see because I downloaded it. It will be somewhere.
I don't even want to think about it.
Aisha, please don't even share it. Please don't share it.
No, don't say anything about it. Nothing. Let's finish this and then we'll
Yeah,
move
let's
on.
finish this. Please, let's finish this first.
I'm not saying anything. Okay, guys, as you like. But there is no submission date yet mentioned.
Okay, there is no submission date. It must be in October. Don't worry.
Yeah, I hope so. Would be nice if we can enjoy a little bit of a summer.
We cannot. Seriously, we cannot.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
we have to
So
finish
this
this.
Saturday, so this Saturday, our lesson is going to be to talk about that assignment.
I don't know. Miss
my
Suzanne
God.
said this Saturday we will be discussing assignment and write something like that. This assignment number 3 or number 4. I don't know which assignment.
Number 4, because that's what we do. Every time we finish a module, then we have the assignment discussion day, and then the following week, we don't have lesson. It's a week off for us to work on the assignment, supposedly.
I don't know.
That's how it works. So you do a module, you complete the module, then you have assessment debate date with her, and then you have a week off to work in your assignment.
Yes, yes, you're right. So we will be discussing number 4 assignment.
Interesting. Well, I asked National Academy that we needed another session to discuss assignment 3
Yeah.
because there were too
that's
many
very
issues
good.
with assignment 3. And I even complained too about the links that they provide that none of them open.
Yes.
So people are struggling with that. So I haven't heard back from them. If I hear anything, I will share it to the group. But I doubt it that they tell me anything.
Okay,
Okay,
they will tell you.
I have to go because I'm turning into a pumpkin.
Everybody, thank you so much,
Ariana, you
Ariana,
look like a
Sonika.
pumpkin.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's good to laugh again, right, Satija? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Thank you so
Thank-
much. You
Thank
were
you once
thank you,
again,
everyone.
Sajida.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Ariana,
Good
Sonika,
night. Sleep
people are-
tight. Don't let the bag.
Thank you so much.
No, the bag bugs are scared of me, Sonika.
Oh, that's great.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Take
guys.
care, guys. My
Bye.
son is hungry. He wants to eat something.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Sajida, let me ask one question.
Yes.
In which
yes.
school you are?
Sorry?
In which school you are?
I'm in Dubai International School.
Which school?
Dubai International School.
That's
Okay.
DIA, right?
Dubai
DIS.
International.
Oh, DIS.
Adarsh
Okay,
also DIS?
No, no, I'm not in any school.
Oh, okay. There is one named Nafe Khan. I don't know who is this.
Nafi is my son, Sajida.
What's I mean your name?
Kamal.
Okay, Kamwal. I thought this is someone new came.
No. Nafi is my son. So before I was on my iPhone, and now I was on his iPad.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, guys. My son is really hungry. I'll close the call. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.